Hey guys, welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
And I'm Connor Coggins. So we have an announcement. It's not our announcement, but it's the announcement.
It's an announcement. Announcement. Yes, Discovery has been renewed for Season 2. Which I'm not really surprised about at all, to be honest. I'm happy.
Yeah, it kind of amazes me that the amount of people that say, oh, remember people that said, oh, it'll be cancelled before it releases? And we're like, no, because they spent all the money to make it. They're not going to shelve it after they've already spent 50 million making it. Of course not. You don't understand how things work. And so to get Season 2, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, they said before they've been released, they were already covered the budget based on the pre-sales. So they already had the entire budget. So anything they've made after the fact is money into the second season. So of course they were going to give it 2. And I'm sure they might have even given them a 2-season license, like Stargate Universe had 2 seasons in their contract, so they could have the development to see if they get the audience. They didn't, but 2 seasons is enough to see if the show works. So what do you think about boom second season and what this might mean?
Well, I think considering it's on CBS All Access, it's kind of an internal CBS thing, so I'm sure I don't know if they have a deal with Netflix necessarily to do that. Maybe have a 2-season
for the second
deal.
season.
Yeah. I'm not sure how that works, all that stuff, but I'm pretty sure Discovery's already found its audience. There's still a lot of people that haven't discovered it because it is behind a paywall for a lot of people, unfortunately, and a lot of people are very resistant to it for various reasons. But yeah, I'm hoping that it does well. I hope it flourishes. I hope it doesn't, pull an Enterprise and get canceled prematurely. I would like to see it play out as they kind of intend it to. I don't know exactly if they have that far of a plan in place, but I really hope they do, and I hope they're allowed to have the time to do that and show us what they can actually do with it, because it is getting better. It is getting better.
The more Star Trek they add to it, the better it gets, ironically.
It is kind of ironic, isn't it?
Who would have thought it? But it's interesting though. Will they end on do they? If they knew they were getting Season 2, then they could pace the storyline, not the episodes, but the storyline, knowing, okay, cliffhanger, Season 2. If they thought they might only get 1, they might conclude. I mean, how can you? I don't think they can conclude the entire, Klingon war in a season, especially since they haven't dwelled on it almost at all. We have no sense of the war. Whereas if Season 1 is about the spore drive, Season 2 is about, you up the budget even more, and you do, because once you've built the sets, that money that you would designate set to construction, you put towards CGI or whatever, so you can have big space battles, because the space battles have been awful this season. I mean, really worse than Enterprise, and that says something for a show that's 10 years old. I mean, that's kind of awful if you think about it. What's the Voyager?
Try not to think about it.
What's the DS9? Not better than TNG, but TNG had models. Anyway, but Season 2, I mean, will they end the storyline and start another one? Will they listen to fan feedback and go more the anthology route, go more the something else route? Will it be Discovery Season 2? Will it be just Star Trek CBS All Access Season 2? Will they do a time jump into TOS or post-TOS? The more seasons they have, the closer they'll get to the TOS timeline, and the less they can ignore what's happening. But they've said, obviously, it's going to get closer to that. So, as I say to fans that message me and say, how can you like this? They're so breaking all the rules. I mean, they are. But they've told us that they'll go closer to it. We can't judge the series until they get to the end. Until we let them, I'm going to let them put the rope around their neck and they can prove themselves. And the final judgment can only come at the end, when we know that Brian Fuller's, claws into it were removed well into the end. And they filmed the last few episodes after the first few have been released. So they have fan feedback at that point. So I can only judge it properly until the end.
It's like it just feeds into one of my dad's favorite sayings: "Give someone enough rope, and they'll hang themselves." But yeah, going back to the whole, are they going to end on a cliffhanger? I believe they probably will. A lot of shows do that, even though they're not guaranteed a next season, which actually really sucks, because sometimes they don't get that next season.
Yep.
So
Terra Nova, great.
Terra Nova was perfect. Yeah.
Great cliffhanger. Really got good at the end. So
yeah. So yeah, I believe they will end on a cliffhanger. I don't know if they'll go the anthology route. That was something that was discussed early on. We've kind of talked about it over the course of the lead up to Discovery. It would be interesting, but I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do that way. I'm just looking forward to more Star Trek on TV, to be honest. I mean, it's not every man's Star Trek. It's not what everybody wants. but I am enjoying aspects of it, and it is getting better. I'm not going to say it's perfect, because it's not, but I'm looking forward to more.
It's not the Star Trek we wanted. It's not the Star Trek we
needed.
And I disagree as well. It's not Star Trek we needed, but it's Star Trek that's fun to watch. You know? And I've been thoroughly enjoying doing the reviews with you and doing content on it. It's been a really, really fun few weeks. Yeah. Not just complaining, finding the reasons, trying to explain away things and come up with new creative explanations. That's really fun for me. I really enjoy that sort of side of it. And we know a lot of you guys have come along on that ride with us because they've had to put thought in, and it's nice to be able to think that through. And like I say, every season every show is basically Rocky from the first season, unless shows that have a single season arc and they know, like Lost or Once Upon a Time, they know the exact first season, and it's like, oh damn, we've got a second season, now we've got to keep it going. We finished the story arc. You know, that's always a bit tricky with second seasons, but they can only improve and hopefully take on fan feedback and make it more Star Trek-y and make it more referencey. I mean, how cool would it be to see in a later episode, the TOS phaser come in? You can have these payoffs now because you've built in their own pre-universe, and you can go into it if they want to respect said canon. I mean, we know from Enterprise, Enterprise season 1 was pretty lackluster. It's sort of vanilla okay. Yeah. But it got better as it got a little bit darker, more character driven, and more.
And looking back at season 1 of TNG, it's like cringe-worthy a lot of the time. Yeah, we gotta give it its run, let it find its legs, as all Star Trek series seem to need to do.
But as what happened with TNG, they started introducing TOS themes and stuff. It got a better show. As soon as that happened, it got better. They were pulling away from Star Trek, so they brought more of it in. Sarek and Spock, it got better. As soon as Enterprise brought in more TOS canon prime, it got better with seasons 4 and some of season 2. Obviously Voyager and DS9 did their own thing, and they would go their own different ways. So link to stuff, make the universe more whole. As soon as Beyond linked to canon better than 09 and Darkness, again, a better movie for it. So if they can find that better balance for season 2, it's like we said before. If you put everyone's expectations on such a low level, and then season 2 suddenly introduce a TOS colony that's remade, but it looks cooler. But it's very much the same. Introduce a new version of the phaser with the same front crystal, and that's the only change. It's like our new version of the phaser's come out. It's a phase beam weapon. It's even stronger. We're like, yay! They can get brownie points by bringing us to a certain point, then upgrading to, I think they know that, and I'm excited to see what they could do, because they're throwing another 80 million at the production and say, hey, make another season. It's like, okay, we'll do what we can.
So that's
season 2.
Season 2 for Discovery, and we are excited because we love doing the reviews. We have a fun time doing them, and we learn a lot about ourselves and the show when we do the reviews, because a lot of times we surprise ourselves with our theories that we come up with on the spot. So, and that hopefully helps you guys to appreciate it more and open up your minds a little bit. So,
So there you go. Good luck, guys. We hope the rest of the season keeps improving, keeps being more Star Trek as the direction it's going. If it does continue on this line, it might end on a pretty strong note. So,
keep boldly going where many other Star Trek series has gone before.
Just 2017 iterative version,
yes. Anyway, guys, and so until next time, I'm Captain Foley,
and I am Commander Coggins. We'll see you next year for Discovery Season 2.
Yes.